Good morning, students. So today we are going to study about the dehydration of alcohols. Alright. So what do we understand with the term dehydration? Dehydration means removal of a water molecule, right? Removal of water molecule, right? From the alcohol molecule, right? So that is dehydration of alcohols. That is removal of a water molecule from the alcohol to give alkene. So that is dehydration of alcohol. So let's see the reaction. Let's say this is our alcohol. Alright. This is our alcohol. Okay. So here when we treat this alcohol with a protic acid. Alright. What is protic acid? Any acid which can give a proton, that is H plus ion. Right. And heat this. What do we get? We will get alkene, right? How we will get alkene? Like this. And a water molecule will also be removed, because what we are studying with dehydration of alcohols. So of course this H and this OH will remove in the form of a water molecule and we will get our alkene. This is nothing but our alkene molecule, right? And it is formed from the alcohol. This is our alcohol. Alright. So as we already know that this is alkene, right? And we are providing a protic acid. So first of all, you should know what are the examples of protic acid that we can use here. So the example of protic acids are nothing but concentrated sulfuric acid. So we can use concentrated sulfuric acid. Okay. We can also use the concentrated H3PO4. Right? We can also use the concentrated H3PO4, that is phosphoric acid. Okay. So the protic acids that we can use, they are concentrated H2SO4 and phosphoric acid. Okay. Now instead of these two, we can also use a catalyst, that is zinc chloride. We can also use a catalyst, that is zinc chloride, that is anhydrous zinc chloride, ZnCl2. Alright. Now we can also use this. Now here, this is the alcohol that I used. Okay. Now alcohols are we can use a primary alcohol, we can use a secondary alcohol, we can also use a tertiary alcohol. Okay. Primary alcohol, secondary alcohol and tertiary alcohol. So let's see them first and then we'll see the mechanism. Okay. So let's see. Here, okay, I'm showing you the example of primary alcohol first. Okay, primary alcohol, let's say ethanol. Okay, so it is CH3, CH2, OH. This is our ethanol, right? So when we heat it in presence of concentrated H2SO4, right, and we heat it, what do we get? We will get alkene. What will we get here in this case? Because this is ethanol, we will get ethene. So we will get this CH2 double bond CH2 and plus, of course, your water molecule will be removed from here, right? So this is for primary alcohol. Now similarly, if you take the example of secondary alcohol, this will be a secondary alcohol. Let's say I'm taking the example of propane 2-ol. Okay, so your secondary alcohol will be like this, CH3, CH, OH and CH3. So this is our secondary alcohol, that is propane 2-ol. Okay, so when we heat it in presence of our concentrated sulfuric acid, and we heat it, what do we get? We will get our propane. We will get our propene, right? We will get our propene. So you will get this CH2 double bond CH and CH3. So this is nothing but propene, and of course a water molecule will be removed from here, right? A water molecule will be removed. Similarly, you can also do the this is dehydration of primary alcohol, this is dehydration of secondary alcohol, and similarly we can also do the dehydration of tertiary alcohol. Okay. Now, if you see this, let me take the example of tertiary alcohol first. So, for tertiary alcohol, you can use this CH3, that is tertiary butyl alcohol, CH3 and CH3, right? And this here, your OH. So this, okay, so this is your tertiary alcohol. Okay, so if you heat this, again using any protic acid, okay, let's say I'm taking here the 20% H3PO4 solution, alright, the 20% phosphoric acid, and also I'm heating it, of course. So what do we get? This OH and hydrogen from here will be removed, right? So let's see here, what do we get? We will get this C double bond CH2. Here you will get, of course, your CH3, and here also CH3, right? This will be formed, and what you will get? Plus water will also be formed here. Okay, so this is the reaction that is taking place. Now, as you can see here, this secondary alcohol, instead we can, just like I used here 20% H3PO4 and I heated it. Okay, so here also at secondary alcohol, you can, instead of using concentrated H2SO4, we can use a milder acid. That is, we can use we can use another acid, that is phosphoric acid as well. That means instead of this, we could have also used our 85% H3PO4 could also have been, we could have also used 85% H3PO4 here. Okay, that is your phosphoric acid. Right. Now, why this is happening? See, in the first case, we used sulfuric acid and we heated this, and then we got our ethene. In secondary alcohol, we got our alkene. We can get this alkene by just using 85% H3O4 and heating it, right? And in a tertiary, the concentration of acid is decreased. We can dehydrate this tertiary alcohol just using 20% H3PO4, that is phosphoric acid, and we can form our alkene, right? The dehydration will occur of tertiary alcohol at only 20% H3O4, and the temperature is also very less, like 383 Kelvin near about. We can use, the temperature that we can use here is 383 Kelvin, right? So why this is happening? Why the conditions, the acidic conditions for tertiary alcohol, they are required. There are less acidic conditions required for tertiary alcohol. That means the tertiary alcohol can go dehydration very quickly, right? So why? Because this is the order of reactivity. If I write the order of reactivity, order of dehydration of the alcohols, so I will be writing that tertiary alcohol undergoes dehydration faster than secondary alcohol and then primary alcohol. Okay, the order of dehydration will be tertiary alcohol will go faster dehydration, and then secondary, and then primary. Now, why this is so? Why tertiary alcohol goes faster, undergoes faster dehydration in comparison to secondary and primary alcohols? So we will see this by following the mechanism. So let's proceed to the mechanism of the dehydration. Okay. So for the mechanism, I'm taking the example of ethanol. Okay, because that will be easier to understand. Now let's see. As I said, that order of dehydration will be tertiary alcohols undergo faster dehydration, then secondary, and then primary. So now let's see the mechanism, and then we can understand why the order of dehydration of alcohols are in this manner. Why tertiary alcohols undergo faster dehydration in comparison to secondary and primary. So let's see. Now if we see the mechanism. Now the dehydration mechanism involves 3 steps. It involves how many steps? It involves 3 steps. Okay, so 3 steps. So I'm writing the first step 1 first. So step 1 is nothing but the protonation. Protonation of the alcohol. Okay, what is step 1? Step 1 is nothing but the protonation of alcohol. So I will be writing like this: protonation of alcohol. Okay, so what happens here is, we have this alcohol here, that is, let's say we have, as I said, that I'll be using the example of ethanol, right? So let's see, CH3, CH2, OH. Okay, so this is our ethanol. Now if we use H plus, that is our protic acid, what happens is, we know that our oxygen here in the alcohol molecule has two lone pairs. So what this will do, this lone pair will go and attack on this H plus ion, right? And what we'll get? We will get our protonated alcohol. Okay, so we will get our protonated alcohol. So let's see this here. What do we get? We will get this CH3, CH2, OH, and here another H. Okay, and this oxygen, since it has 3 bonds with it, now it will get a positive charge, right? It will get what? It will get a positive charge. Okay, so now if you see this positive charge, now this got a positive charge. Of course, oxygen is not stable with a positive charge, right? It needs to remove something so that it can become stable. Now as you can see, this is H2O molecule. This is H2O, right? Because 2 hydrogens are there, and water and oxygen is here with a positive charge. So we know that water is a very good leaving group. What do we know? Water, H2O, is a very good leaving group, right? It is a very good leaving group. So what will happen here is that this water molecule will remove in the next step. Okay, this was the first step where the protonation is happening, and this step is a fast step. Okay, this happens, this is a fast step. Okay, this happens quickly. This is a fast step. Okay, now let's proceed to the second step. So what is second step? Second step is the removal of this water molecule from this. So let's see here. So our step 2 is formation of a carbocation and the removal of water. Okay, so when the water molecule will be removed, the carbocation will be formed. So second step is nothing but formation of carbocation, okay, and the removal of water. Because as the water is removed, the carbocation will be formed. Now, if you see here, what we had in the last step? We had this molecule, we had CH3, CH2, and we had this oxygen with 2 hydrogens on it, with a positive charge. Right? This was a protonated alcohol that was formed in the first step. Now, what will happen here? The deprotonation will happen. In this step, what will happen? The removal of this water molecule will take place, because as I said earlier, that water is a very good leaving group, so this will leave and leads to the formation of the carbocation. Okay, so here as you can see, and also this step, because a carbocation, an intermediate, is forming in this step, so this is the RDS step of the reaction. What is the RDS step? RDS step is the rate determining step. It is the slowest step in the reaction. Okay, so here what will happen? This RDS will be removed from here, right? So when the RDS will be removed, so if you see what RDS will be removed, so this water will be removing like this. Since this is oxygen, so it will leave like this. It will take the electrons towards itself and leave, and leads to the formation of carbocation over here. So what we will get? We will get this CH3. Just a minute. Okay, so what we will getting? We will getting CH3, CH2, with a positive charge, alright, and of course a water molecule will be removed. A water molecule will be removed, and what we got? We will got this carbocation. Okay. Now, as we know what is happening, a carbocation is forming here, and we know that which carbocation is the most stable carbocation. Tertiary carbocation is the most stable carbocation, and then secondary, right? So here what matters is the stability of carbocation. Stability of carbocation, right? So what is, and we know that what is the stability of carbocation? We know that the tertiary carbocation is most stable, then secondary carbocation, and then primary carbocation, right? Just because our tertiary carbocation is most stable, that's why our tertiary alcohols undergo dehydration faster in comparison to secondary alcohol and primary alcohols. Why? Why tertiary alcohols go under, again, I'm telling you that why tertiary alcohols undergo dehydration very quickly, alright, why the rate of dehydration for the tertiary alcohols is higher in comparison to other secondary and primary alcohols, because the stability of tertiary carbocation, it is nothing but the stability of carbocation, okay. The stability of carbocation, tertiary carbocation is higher in comparison to other carbocations, that is secondary and primary. So because tertiary carbocation is very stable, that's why the tertiary alcohols undergo dehydration with a faster rate in comparison to secondary and primary alcohols. Okay. So now what happened here is in the second step, in the RDA step, what is formed? A carbocation. Okay. So carbocation tertiary is more stable. The stability of carbocation is tertiary is more stable, and we know that the more stable the intermediate, the faster will be the reaction. The more stable the intermediate, the faster will be the reaction. That's why tertiary alcohols undergo faster dehydration. Okay. So let me write this here for you. The more stable the intermediate is stable, the intermediate is faster will be the reaction. Okay, or you can also say the rate of higher the rate of reaction. Okay, so the rate of reaction will be high. For what? For this. Higher stable intermediate leads to the higher rate of the reaction. Okay, high stability of the intermediate leads to the higher rate of the reaction. Okay, so this was all about step 2. Now let's proceed to the step 3. Okay, now what is step 3? In step 2 we got this carbocation. Now in the step 3, removal of a proton will take place. Deprotonation will occur, because in the first step we know that we added an acid, H plus is added. Now that will be removed in the step 3. Okay, so let's see here. So see step 3. So what is our step 3? Step 3 is nothing but the deprotonation of the carbocation, or you can say removal of H plus. So I'm writing removal of H plus, removal of H plus. Okay. So now in the second step, what do we got in our RDA step? We got this carbocation, right? So let's say this is hydrogen, this is hydrogen, this is hydrogen, H and H, right? We got this CH3, CH2, right? It is a carbocation that was formed in the step 2. Now what will happen in this step? Now in this step, minus H plus came, okay? H plus will be removed from the carbon which is directly exactly next to the carbocation. Okay, so what will happen here? This hydrogen will remove like this, right? It will give this electrons to this carbon like this, and the H plus will be removed. So what do we get here? We will get this CH2 double bond CH2, we got what? This CH2. Since this electrons came here, so we got one single bond was already there, another bond came, so we got double bond here, okay, and we got here a plus H plus. We got H plus. Okay. So this is the step. So this is what? This is nothing but our ethene form. This is our nothing but our alkene. Okay, so this is alkene, and of course we added H plus. We added H plus in the first step. So of course it is going to be removed from here. So what we are getting here, we are getting H plus, which is removed because we added H plus ion in the first step. So it is removed in the third step. Alright, and we got our alkene. So this was all about the mechanism of the dehydration of alcohols. Okay, what happened in the step 1? In the step 1, this H plus was added, protonation of alcohols was occurred. Right, now in the step 2, what happened? Removal of water molecule and also the formation of the carbocation. Alright, and carbocation, stability of carbocation is tertiary carbocation is more stable, then secondary, and then primary. Right, so because tertiary carbocations are more stable, and the more stable the intermediate, the faster will be the reaction. That's why tertiary alcohols undergo the rate of the dehydration for tertiary alcohols is faster in comparison to secondary and primary alcohol. Alright, and what happened in the third step? In the third step, a removal of H plus ion took place. Alright, what happened is, and the formation of alkene, of course, alkene is going to be formed here, formation of alkene. So here, this carbocation was here, now this H plus removed like this, and what do we got? We got our main compound, that is our alkene. And of course, we added H plus in the first step, so H plus is removed in the third step. Okay, so this is all about the mechanism of dehydration of alcohols. I hope you understood this. Thank you so much.